I got this comment on my last video, and you know what? He's right. So now I have a new theory. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. I posted a video a few hours ago and it seems like I misinterpreted something. I saw this comment and I went and took a bath and read over it again and really realized I misinterpreted what I was reading. News Nation was not right at all. Bethany Funke needs to testify in the Idaho 4 case. She apparently has evidence that could exonerate Bryan Kohberger, because if you look up the term exculpatory, the word that he used about how he couldn't wait to get back so that he could be exonerated, yeah, the connections are there. So when I went back and I read this page again, it does state, Bethany Funke was present at the home 8 hours later when police were called, arrived on scene, and discovered the homicides, meaning that whenever the cops got there, she was at the house, okay? So then I did a little bit more digging to try to see if I could find some more details about this, because you know we've got so many questions, right? Look what I found. Now, I know that this is a DailyMail article, and they are questionable. But if the things that they have stated in this article are true, this changes a few things, okay? Now, it states here, Bethany Funke, 21, was home at her off-campus rental in Moscow when her roommates and roommate's boyfriend were brutally killed. And apparently, the main reason why she's giving in order to quash the subpoena is because she now lives in Nevada and not in Idaho. Well, your place of residency doesn't really have anything to do with anything. And to answer my previous question about if they can force her to actually be there, because they want her there for the June preliminary. This isn't for trials like months and months from now. This is for like in 2 months, okay? And it does state that if she refuses, she could face a fine of $500 or 25 days in jail. So, okay, that's interesting. But I wanted to go down to this part right here where it states, it was Funke who found the bloodied bodies of her 3 roommates. She found the bloodied bodies. Well, okay now. So is it possible that the surviving roommate's phone that was used to call 911 really was Bethany's phone? Which would mean that she either woke up right at noon, but that is still very strange, because if they're claiming that she heard things and saw things, means that she was physically there and witnessed things with her ears and her eyes that could prove that Bryan Kohberger is innocent. That means that she would have been like very aware when the murders took place around 4 a.m. And that still leaves the horrible lingering of why the hell it took 8 hours to call the cops. The only way she could be a better eyewitness than what they have Dylan being in the PCA is if she's just as guilty of not calling the cops, in our opinions, as Dylan is. So that would literally mean that both of these people heard these murders go down and they collectively did not call 911 for 8 hours. That literally means the world of conspiracy theories and rabbit holes just got a bazillion times larger. Because you guys remember, Bethany apparently saw Xana and Ethan at that party around like what? Sometime between 8 and 9 p.m. Now, we don't know if they stayed at the party together all night. I mean, not together, but if they were there you know, at the same time all night, or if she left and went somewhere else before going home, or if Xana and Ethan left and went somewhere else before going home. We don't know any of those things. We have yet to have been told exactly where Dylan was that night. All we know is that they got home sometime after 1 o'clock and everyone else was home right before 2. So collectively within an hour, everyone who was going to be sleeping at the King Road house were all inside. But we don't really know a lot of details. There's actually a lot more missing in this case than people want to really believe. Okay, so here's a theory. When I see that her experience, that Bethany's testimony, no one else can attest to this experience. Only she, face to face and in person, can relay the importance of the information that she has, right? So what if whenever Brian Kohberger's vehicle is seen in the area at around the time of the murders, it's really because he was picking up Bethany? What if they're connected in ways that she may be embarrassed about, or in ways that for some reason the police deem unnecessary for public knowledge? What if whenever he went back to the neighborhood around 9 a.m., he was dropping her off? And what if the only reason why the most unreliable source of DNA ended up on the knife sheath is because Bethany had been with Brian and she discovered the bodies of her roommates and somehow there was some transfer? That's very possible. He stated he was going to be exonerated. And the literal definition of exculpatory evidence means exonerate the defendant. He also asked if anyone else had been arrested, though, so that's still pretty curious, isn't it?